Okay, so if you're pretty much a content creator like me who chooses to vlog at the highest quality possible, which is insane, which is shooting at 7K resolution downsampled to 4K, C-Log 3 800 ISO with the maximum dynamic range that we can get. I'm shooting in broad daylight. It's currently 1:45 p.m. in Malaysia. It's so hot that if I point the camera out towards that, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be blown out. But if you're like me and you go crazy, you want to get the most cinematic look from your vlogs, you want to make sure that your vlogs are just so cinematic that you can get brand deals, that you can go on and saying like, guys, this is a great video. Why? It's because we're shooting with NDs, we're shooting with 7K resolution with C-Log, and guess what? There's leading lines in my shot. I mean, like, which content creator does that, right? So, if you want to go into that, today I have a great news. Today we're going to look into what kind of lenses can we slap on, onto a R7 or any APS-C camera medium format. We have a EFS 10 to 22. This is a variable f-stop, which I don't like, but I don't have much options coming from the R7. Variable f-stop of 3.5 to 4.5, ranging from 10mm up to 22mm. And the one I'm filming right now is currently a 16 to 35 Mark II f2.8. So as a vlogger who prioritizes on quality, can you actually compare the 16 to 35 to that of the 10 to 22?
Hantar hari ni ke hantar esok, I tak tahu lah. Tapi you akan dapat 4 hari, 5 hari macam tu lah.
Tak boleh nak semua hari Ahad pun kan.
This is why sometimes, we don't shoot outdoors. We get random people like that disturbing your vlogs. Okay, now currently I'm on the EFS 10 to 22mm, and this thing shoots at f3.5. And if you notice the previous video, with the 16 to 35, before I was interrupted by that guy, you notice that the sun was up and shining. But coming from the fact that in Malaysia the sun is so unpredictable, like it's really drabby right now. Now there is a problem with this lens. 16 to 35, it's a AT2 thread size lens. And my ND filter, it's actually 82. I have to remove my hand, and there's no way for me to mount this because I didn't bring my stepper ring. If I remove this, then it's just everything's just gonna be blown out. There's just no way to recover this image. So on my thoughts on the 10 to 22, right now I'm shooting at 10mm. So if we want to match shot, right? If you want to match shot, this is 16mm. This is the field of view of 16mm, and indeed, you notice that the image got darker. Why? It's because this is a variable and variable f-stop. And notice the shift of lighting. I'm darker now. I'm brighter now. And yeah, that's not the ND. That's just because of the variable f-stop on this lens. Okay, this is the exposure when you punch in. It's f4.5. Now I punch out is f3.5. So two things changes when you have variable f-stop. The first thing that changed is your field of view. So how much of the things that you see is in focus is dependent on the higher number or lower number of your f-stop. So say if you have a very low f-stop of 3.5, the building at the back would probably be in blurred out, right? So if you punch in like this, there is a tad more you can see, not too much, just a tad more that you can see. Why? It's because from 3.5 now we're at 4.5. And the second thing that it affects is in lighting. Your amount of light that enters into your camera changes as you go from f3.5 to f4.5. There are certain content creators that do really, really well with content that are just shot from the iPhone. But for this case, it is different for people like me and perhaps for you, because we get hired on jobs based on the quality of our videos and based on our knowledge on who we know, which actors we know, which models we know, and at the same time, which locations we know. And now this is currently on a 10 to 22mm. Now I have a couple of things that I want to point out which I just only discovered today. Let's look into the concept of variable apertures, right? So this is a 10 to 22, currently shooting at f3.5. But noticing the fact that it's on a 10mm on an APS-C, it's 16. So what it does is it basically has me looking more wider and thus enabling me to come closer to the frame like right now. Notice the background blur on this image. Okay, so say if I were to go back to my settings earlier on the L series lens, let's try to simulate this based on my crop sensor lens. Now I'm currently at 16 millimeters with an f4. Okay, with an f4, technically there wouldn't be any more background blur. But would this clip look almost similar to that of my L series lens? Why am I asking is because noticing how my distance to the camera changes as I go from now 16 to 10. I wouldn't be standing here. That wouldn't make any sense. I'll be like right around here. Notice that. Thus the background actually changes as now I'm coming in closer to the camera. If it does, then my beliefs and my opinion are not so straight towards the 16 to 35 anymore as the best option for you, for those fanatics like me, like who chases for quality. I will only assume that the best option would be the 10 to 22 because now you get a cheaper lens with a better output. Okay, you know what? I take it all back. To my surprise, when I look back at the footage, now not through a monitor but actually through the small LCD screen on the DSLR, I do notice a big difference from the 16 to 35 to that of the 10 to 22, coming from the fact that the 16mm on the EFS lens basically goes up to 4.5, comparing that to the 16mm at 2.8. Dude, that's a huge difference. I'm so sorry for misconfusing you or giving you a glimmer of hope that the 10 to 22 is indeed better. No, it's not. So, plot twist, here we go. This vlog, the very first plot twist. Fact that the 16 to 35 in theory and in practical is indeed more superior to that of the EFS lens. In this video, I'm so proud to actually do this experiment because I finally have an answer to the question I've been looking for this whole time. What is the best gear that you can bring along as a vlogger or a fanatic like me who vlogs like crazy and want to look for the best of quality? Go for glass. So with that in mind, that's the end of this video. I hope you've understood. I think I stepped on something. I'm not sure. I'm not going to look. Now, if you have understood this video on how my angle is basically to show you what equipments work best in my style, please do understand that my style is not equal to your style, and my style is actually more inclined towards the best quality vlogs I can ever produce. Why am I going through all this hassle? It's because I get paid to make videos like this to my clients. My clients look at my videos and they were like, wow, this video looks so quality, I want to replicate that for my channel, then they hire me out. So again, if cost is your concern, if you have, money concerns and you don't want to go for the 16 to 35, you can make do with the 10 to 22. Just know that every time you shoot wide, you won't get so much background blur. So with this in mind, thank you so much for watching. I hope you like this video. If you want to support my channel, I will be uploading some of this stock footage which I'm getting of this nice Canon over here. Canon. We'll be getting some videos of this Canon and I'll be uploading it into Pond 5, and Pond 5 is a place where you can get stock royalty footage for your passion project or for your commercial projects. Whatever it is, you paid, you own it, okay? So if you want to support this channel monetarily, head on out to Pond 5, click my link below, purchase some of my videos and get them into your next project. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Rodric. I'll catch you in the next episode. See ya.